All patience is. Yeah. So, are you ready? You ready? Or you waiting? Oh, okay. The head office. You want to put it live? Okay.
What time exactly? You're outside.
Yeah.
But you'll give
One was
me
outside. I'll give you the details. No problem. Yeah.
Wameanza.
So.
Ama tuchapitie tu.
Lakini hata kwa hiyo farm si sababu ilikuwa siku this is only what you could remove and collect, but I know there's too much.
Because this level
Kufika
hizi level lazima
ni mingi. It's too much.
Yeah, maize plantation. So it's very easy for somebody from the outskirts to carry.
How many those? That's too highly poisonous.
Pamoja hapo.
What ile mishale iko poisonous? This one, highly poisonous, If this will touch you.
Wewe ndio wanatengeneza.
Tengeneza hizi, hapana tengeneza hizi. Yeah, thank you. Okay? Yeah. So, what do you want to know?
You could start off with where it all.
Fine. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Last night at around that is after 1 o'clock in the morning, we were conducting a patrol. Police were conducting a patrol in the areas of Barut location. This following the Heinous Act some 2 days ago, where an innocent lady was chopped off her head. Until now, she is still unknown. And so we started an operation now, owing to the fact that that's out in the outskirts of Nakuru town, because we've really managed to maintain security in town. So it appears that the gangs have now opted to leave the city, and they're operating from the outskirts. That's where they're causing terror. So our officers were on patrol in that village, in a village called Kwamaiko, that is in Beirut location, the sub-location of Kilowet. They spotted, and acting on some information, they spotted some young men who are maybe possibly waylaying anybody by the roadside. And because my officers were not in uniform at that time, they opted to attack the officers without knowledge, and the officers fired in the air as a warning shot for them to surrender. Now, unfortunately, these guys, I think because they were drugged in a way, they decided to confront the officers with this panga. We have a panga here, and all of a sudden, after realizing that these are security officers, they raised an alarm by themselves. In other words, calling for the other gang members, who also came out with bows and arrows, and they were now shooting at officers. The officers also, the operation was big, so other officers joined in, and there was a shootout. They defied several warning shots, and then police had no any alternative other than to exactly do what they were supposed to do, that is put them down. Incidentally, there was a house by the side, which is a bit isolated. Is a lonely kind of an isolated house. Inside there were more gangs. For that reason, maybe that's the operation. The operation joins. So they also came out to reinforce their members, the gang members. I understand this is a Nyuki gang group of the Confirm, the bigger umbrella of Confirm. So police perfectly were able to do what they were supposed to do, and some of them were fatally injured. 4, in fact, 4 were fatally injured, and another maybe 3 or 4, the number we could not really establish properly, they ran into the maize plantation and with gunshot wounds. We were able to recover all these weapons, and in the process we realized that so much drugs in the name of cannabis sativa, this is all bangi, was planted around zile sim cards nyingi. Yeah, there are sim cards. Hapa tukiangalia, hapo ukiangalia kuna masim card mengi haya, na simu zile wanazotumia katika uhalifu wao, katika kuweza kudanganya wananchi, na zingine bado mpaka saa hizi zinaonekana zinalia hizi zote, na sim card ziko nyingi hapa. Hizi zote ni sim card. Hizi ni sim card.
Mna ufahamu labda ni wangapi ambao waliweza kutoroka, na mna ufahamu ni wangapi labda waliweza kutoroka kufuatia ile spionage?
Ya maana kulikuwa wakati wa usiku, tuliona tu lilikuwa kundi kubwa, lakini tunaona kama kwa mfano 4 watatu hivi ama 5 waliweza kutoroka na majeraha, subject to confirmation, na haya mambo yataweza kugundulika baadaye kama wataenda kutafuta matibabu katika hospitali ama pia katika vijiji mahali wanapoishi. Wananchi pia washirikiane na sisi. Wanaweza kuona mtu anajaribu kutibiwa ndani ya nyumba, watujulishe, kwa maana tunataka kung'oa kabisa uhalifu hapa Nakuru kuanzia sasa.
Hizi ndizo zinatumika kuvamia watu ama ni
hizi silaha ndizo zinatumika. Kuna visu pia, there are also knives. Hizi ndizo silaha zinazotumika katika ku terrorize wananchi, na hatutaruhusu mtu yoyote kupatikana na vitu kama hivi. Tunajua vyema kwamba tunaelekea muda wa uchaguzi, na niseme tu kwamba wakati wa uchaguzi is not a period that we paralyze law. Is not a paralysis to law and order. People must know that we are governed by the rule of law, and in fact they should know that there is a government in power responsible for the protection and security of the population. We are responsible. So let no anyone think that because it's an election time, it's a time for campaign, it's a time to paralyze law. We're not gonna allow that. We are there, we will continue being there, and we're not gonna relent in our mandate to maintain and keep peace for the people of Nakuru. Yeah, hakika. Kwa sababu unazibeba za nini? Wewe unabeba hizi vifaa za nini katika public kwa wananchi? Unazibeba za nini? Wewe unazibeba kwenda cause terror. We not gonna allow that. Na hatutasubiri mpaka uumize mtu ndio polisi wachukue hatua. Hatutaruhusu hivyo. Ati ukate mtu ndio uchukuliwe hatua, ama tusubiri mpaka ukate polisi ndio polisi achukue hatua. Hakuna. Tumesema hakuna. They must know there is a rule of law and they must obey. There are no two ways about that. And this is period. Kwa hivyo, anyone in a public place armed to police, he is armed and dangerous. And he's a terrorist. Coming to cause terror to innocent people in Nakuru, it's a no-no.